Oh, your good health, sir.
Cheers, my dears. Is it too early to start? Is it too early?
Depends on to be honest.
Early. It's a bit early. Unless we were with Alexander Lichtenfeld, and then we could all be having martinis.
Blimey. I don't think even I, who has the liver of an ox, I don't think I can manage that this time of day.
I'm very excited about today. Very excited. Every now and then, Phil Dave will do the proper introduction. Every now and then we do a special, which isn't just Phil and I nattering and all your fabulous comments and everything like that. We have special guests because A, they deserve it. B, because they're special. And C, because we want to have them and give them extra time. So there we are. Thank you, Ramsey. Phil took that himself from his own treehouse and his own river where he fishes. Good God, look who's arrived. Jeez, where you been? Jill Kenton, across the universe. She used to own Rigby and Pella and something worse. There we are.
Good Lord.
Why is Russ?
Anyway, why is Russ
excited? I'm not on. Thank you, baked potato.
There you go. Got to make sure that's thrown in for good measure.
It's got to be done. Anyway, we've got two, not one, two, really, really special. Here now, Mush. Thanks, Robert.
And unbelievable. I mean, you would not get this on the Today programme, would you? You got
unbelievable. Anyone who knows me knows not to phone during broadcast time.
Well, sorry, me. No, I'm joking. Anyway, what I would say, though, is that first and foremost, you are listening, as Russ rightly identifies, to a very special edition of The Daily Show here on Men's Radio Station with Russ Kane and Phil Dave. Today, we are going to highlight something that, from a personal level, is very close to my heart, and that is anti-bullying. Okay, we are going to be talking about Anti-Bullying Week, which is this very week. Russ is beautifully demonstrating and modelling the T-shirt. Excellent work.
There we go. Thank you very much.
And our guests, well, we've got not one but two guests today. How unusual for a Wednesday. We've got two guests. Very excited. We have the sensational Anna Kennedy. Hello, Anna.
Hello, how are you?
We're very well, thank you, and I hope you are as well. And we're also pleased to welcome as well Lauren Lovejoy. Lauren, hello, good afternoon to you.
Hello, good afternoon.
It's going to be
hello, Lauren.
Yeah.
Is your cat still there? There. That is a gorgeous
he wants to
cat.
be involved. So yes.
Excellent. What's Kitty Cat's name?
He's called Ralph, and he's a rag doll.
Excellent work. Well, we do like. So if I get boring, just hold the cat up. It's fine.
Lauren,
of course.
Here's the thing.
No, I'm joking.
Here's the thing. I can't let my mini schnauzer, who is a couple of feet to my left, see you got a cat. All hell will break loose. But I think she's kind of snoozing. I think we're safe.
He's not a cat, though. He's a cat dog. He's a mixed breed.
I remember Cat Dog when it was on television. Lauren, did you ever watch that? I don't know whether or not when you were younger, if you ever watched it. Cat Dog was a brilliant cartoon. One end of it was a cat, one end of it was a dog. I genuinely have no idea how it relieved itself, but it was a brilliant program.
What year was it in?
What year?
1935. 1935.
I reckon.
Do I look that
on
old?
the Polish border.
Wow, hang on. The cotton picking second here. Early mid-90s, right? Hang on, we've only been on.
Let's get back on track now. Anna Kennedy, OBE, and I are wearing the same T-shirt, and I was delighted that. We are wearing exactly the same T-shirt.
Oh, I should have worn mine. Sorry, I didn't realise we were going live.
We've got 50%. We've got 50% of us wearing it. It's okay. It happens to be my favourite colour. I love this colour. And B, thank you so much for sending it. It has a hat as well, but I always feel pretty silly in hats unless I'm walking my dog. It just says "Be kind." But I'm delighted, and Men's Radio delighted to support Anna and this terrific cause, and good folks like Lauren Lovejoy, who is no relation to the antique dealer. Now, had to be done. We got the thing. Timmy, not today. So, Anna, let's leave with you. Tell us all about this anti-bullying strategy.
Okay, so Give Us a Break is an anti-bullying campaign that I created with my charity team in 2013. And it started because families started writing to me about their children, about that. Adults being bullied either at school, at lunchtime seem to be the most common time, also online and within the community. So I decided that I'd do a little bit of research. So I looked on the NSPCC website because Esther Ransom was one of my patrons at Hillingdon Manor School, which was a school that I set up for my two sons, Patrick and Angelo, who are both now 30 and 27 and on the autism spectrum. So there was not any information whatsoever about autism on the NSPCC website at that time. So I spoke to Esther and I said, hey, Esther, how about putting something on the website? How about we work together? Because a lot of teachers at that time were, let's say, struggling or were trying to find out more information about autism and bullying. So we worked with one of my charity patrons, who was James Hobley, who at that time as well was on Britain's Got Talent. And David Hasselhoff took a shine to James and he danced and he actually got in the last 7. So we decided to do something with James and he created a video. And then during Anti-Bullying Week, it was shared across the website and across social media at that time. And they said they'd never had so many hits. Teachers looking for information and were so pleased to see something about autism. So that's how it started. And then I started working with the Anti-Bullying Alliance. We did a survey as well. And again, what was transpiring is that most children were being bullied at lunchtimes because those are the times when social interaction is going on. And some of our children find it really difficult to interact with others. So then all these videos started coming in of children that were being bullied, and they were turning to the performing arts to help them get through their ordeal. So I was receiving videos of children that were teaching themselves how to play the guitar from YouTube, telling jokes, taught themselves how to be a magician, teaching themselves how to play acoustic, electric guitar. So I thought, oh, this is absolutely amazing. And some of the performance, like the hairs were going up the back of my neck and my arms. So I thought I need to do something. And then at that time, I was invited to Women of the Year because I was chosen, and I bumped into.
Don't just glide over that one. That's a very big deal. That's why we're so thrilled that you broadcast with us and you had more or less from day one. So this was Woman of the Year award, was it?
Yeah, I've done. I got Woman of the Year award for the Daily Mail online.
Wow.
And then I got one for Tesco. Achievement
Tesco
Mother.
Club Card Owner of the Year.
Yeah. And this one was for Women.
Lauren, stop stealing my punchlines, right?
So it was like a lunch that we had. So I went to see Debbie Moore, and Debbie is the first woman that got her company onto the FTSE 100. And I said,
Pineapple Studios, right?
That's right. And I said, I've got this idea. And she said, come and see me in my office. So I did. And that's how Autism's Got Talent was born. And it's going to be 10 years next year. So all these amazing children, adults with amazing talent, of which is when I met Lauren. So she was one of my Autism's Got Talent performers. How long was it ago? How long was it now?
It seems like quite a long time ago. Was it about 4 years ago? Yes,
Yeah,
4 years
about 4
ago.
years
It was 2016, wasn't it?
That's right. And I heard Lauren's voice and I thought, she's got to perform on the show. She's amazing.
So we need
Lauren.
We need to get into that in just a moment. We should get into that in just a moment. However, just in case, first and foremost, I'd like it known that in support, MRS has for one day only and one show only changed its brand colours to the purple so that we match with your T-shirts. There you go. So
I
hopefully
can't see mine.
So you can't see yours?
No.
No, I see. Trust me, it's there. Don't you worry.
A delightful purple.
I never lie to the guests. Russ, on the other hand. But
Yeah, obviously.
right. So, having said that, though, look, I mentioned at the start of this that bullying is absolutely something that is very close to my heart because, as Russ may have mentioned, that I don't know if you mentioned this on or off, I can't remember. I've said it before, so it's no hidden secret. I did end up going to a total of 7 schools, and by a lot of the reasons why I left those schools was related to bullying. So, look, it's in the past. I certainly don't feel sorry for myself now. In fact, on the contrary, I've always said, for as long as I can remember, I'm so pleased it did happen to me because it's taught me a lot for later in life. Now, I know there are a lot of people who don't react like that, and unfortunately, it can get the better of them. Lauren, can you tell us from your perspective sort of what your, well, experience, shall we say, for want of a better term, is with bullying?
Oh gosh, well, it started with me from the age of 3 years old, and I was at nursery. Well, I think it was nursery. Yes, nursery. And the first moment
Well,
I
we're
went,
confident it wasn't university, at least. So,
oh gosh, I never got that far in life.
Yeah.
Apart
Oh,
from when
really?
I
Are
went,
you beginning to see why he was
No.
bullied?
I went there for. I went to uni for 1 day as an experience, and I was bored because everyone was being so serious. So I set the alarm off, and we all got evacuated. And I felt really bad. But then it was so exciting because everyone was running out, and it was, oh my gosh, these people actually talk, and I was so excited. And then I apologized, and I said, I'm so sorry. I just had this urge to press the button. Anyway, I got in trouble, but they let me off in the end, so that was okay. So yeah, that was my 1 day at uni. Anyway, I was at
yes, you were
nursery.
I'm sorry, you were 3 years old at nursery. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, that's okay. You're going to get me in trouble though, because I say it how it is. So yeah,
That's fine.
I was at nursery, and I just remember sitting down for the first time, and these two little girls came over and just started bullying me, and I didn't even know at that age people could be nasty, because I could never imagine being nasty to anybody. I just wanted to have friends. And these girls followed me throughout my whole childhood, like bullying me from school to school, from school to school. So then I went to juniors, and it was awful, like to the extent where they ended up actually breaking my nose.
Oh my God.
And I managed to get it fixed when I was 17, because I went to tell them, I had to see a counsellor, and I said, look, my nose has been broken and I'm even more insecure now than I was. And they looked, and I had scans, and they saw that it was broken. So I got it fixed by a good surgeon. So anyway, yeah, it got to the stage where I actually ended up not coping. So at lunchtime I just went to hang myself in the bathroom, in the toilets, and a dinner lady actually saved me from that, and I'm glad she did, because now I'm here to sort of raise awareness.
So with Phil and I are sitting here in shock, but I'm going to pick up the baton, so to speak, while Phil recovers. You went to the toilet to hang yourself.
Yeah.
How old were you, Lauren?
Sorry.
How old were you, darling? Oh, shocking. Will you take a breath? Take a breath.
Just take some time, Lauren. Just take a deep breath.
That
was a really brave thing for you to do.
Oh.
Really brave.
Sorry, I shouldn't have even.
No, don't apologize, Lauren. Don't apologize. Just take your time.
I'm trying to make awareness because of what you said about being bullied, and happy that it happened, because now you can sort of make awareness, and that's what I was trying to say. That I'm glad that I could sort of get through it and start doing different things to show that everyone's unique in their own way. So yeah.
And Lauren, I know this is going to sound really trivial, but may I just, the only way I can possibly react to that is I'm very pleased you didn't succeed.
Yeah, thank goodness for the dinner lady.
Because seriously, I mean,
thank heavens for her.
My dinner lady
to get her on the show.
My dinner ladies were just annoying. They would have never have saved my life. Anyway.
Because she was saying, are you going to flambe this steak Diane at my desk or not? That's you. You're quite irritating. Now, Lauren, so how old were you, sweetheart, when this happened?
11.
You were 11?
Yes.
Oh, you poor sausage.
I'm not a sausage, I'm a giraffe.
Oh, well, all right. You poor giraffe.
She's got a thing about animals. You've started it now.
Oh, my God. The well-known sausages of the Southern African veldt. Anyway, now, so the dinner lady found you. And saved you. And everybody watching and listening to this is going, phew, thank goodness for that.
We hope. No, I'm joking.
No, of course they are. No.
Of course
they are, Lauren. Everybody who's anything to do with our radio stations, as Anna is the first person to say, hates bullying. Bullying is never acceptable. And the fact that I've never heard of anybody being bullied from the age of 3, and it's absolutely shocking and painful. And you are very brave, Lauren. You're extremely brave. Very brave.
If we may
Sorry,
read
I
some
wasn't
of these,
supposed to cry.
no, some of these comments that are coming in, you need to hear this seriously. You got Melanie who says, "Oh, Lauren, you are very brave, sending a big hug."
That's Melanie Hutchins.
Got to be careful, actually, who you hug for in this day and age. But still, at least she's sending it, so she's not doing it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Andrea Lucas says that you're extremely strong, Lauren. Be proud of who you are. Paul says, sending Lauren loads of love and hugs. You are so brave and so talented. The bullies are just cowards. Dave Sleet, so brave, Lauren. This is the reality for so many. The system and response to bullying is the same as its core, and it always has been.
Julia McDermott says, sending Lauren lots of hugs. So you've made a lot of new friends today, Lauren. A lot of new friends.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. That's really kind of you.
It's not kind, it's how we feel. It's how we feel.
Thank you too.
Yes. Lisa also says, be very proud of yourself, Lauren. You are amazing. So here,
hey, Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Lisa's my Lisa works with me at the charity. She's amazing.
She's absolutely fantastic. She does everything on time, sends everything through on time. Amazing woman.
And even more amazing, she's been working with me for 10 years. She needs a medal.
Blimey. So not only is she amazing, she's brave.
Big time.
So there you go. You see, so on the plus side, speaking about it, has introduced you to a whole host of new friends, I hope.
That's right.
Oh, that's so cute.
Now then, and my cousins. And my cousin is a big fan of yours. Well, my cousin Francine. Hi, Fran. Now then, Lauren, if you've composed yourself enough, if it's okay, only if it's okay with you.
No,
obviously.
it's absolutely fine. I'm here to talk and bring positive energies. I apologize again.
You have. And
we don't need to apologize.
Please don't apologize.
Oh, sorry.
And Paul is saying,
sorry.
Paul
hey, Lauren.
Oh, hi, Paul. My cat fancies your cat.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, because tell Ralph that Otis sends a big meow.
Well, Ralph said that you'd both make wonderful babies together. I don't mean Paul, by the way. I mean your cat.
Gracious. Do you know? I'm sorry. Do you ever have moments in your life where you think your career can't get much stranger? I'm sending on
every day.
So
every day.
Help
every time I switch on my microphone. Now, Lauren, let me read this one to you from Emma Webb, who listens to the show and watches the show regularly. Lauren, I can relate. Trust me. The pain never goes away. The pain bullies inflict. People say it does. Trust me, it doesn't. I'm feeling the tears. And Russ, I'm presuming that's bless. Bless you, sweetie. You clearly don't know me very well, Emma. But, thank you. Thank you very, very, very much. Here's Chrissy, that's a complicated question. I'll come back to that if I might. I don't want to ask Lauren that question right now. And by the way, Lauren, one of our listeners wants to have the kittens if you and Paul Claridge's cat. They have kittens,
maybe one day. My mother wouldn't let me have Ralph. What do you call it? Where they do that thing so the baby can't
sprayed.
Married.
Whatever. Sorry, my ear just fell off. 1 second. Yes. So Ralph, because my mum wanted ragdolls. So yeah, maybe you never know. He might be a good father.
Now, okay, so let's come back to you, Lauren. So
yes,
this wonderful dinner lady, who is hero of the day, saves you, thank goodness, and you're 11 years old. What happens after that? You go to you leave primary school. You go to secondary school. At that point?
So at that moment, the bullying was just tremendous, and I was never honest with my mum. I was honest with my mum, but I didn't want to upset her. But then eventually, I just told her that the bullying was just getting so bad, and she knew that. So I left and I stayed at home to try and find another school. And then my mum started getting bullied. She was a teacher at the school, and the kids who were bullying me, their parents were also harassing my mum and attacking her verbally, and she ended up getting so unwell too, so she ended up having to leave the school.
Oh my goodness.
And I went to another junior school called it was like more of a religious place, which was not as bad, but then I was someone who was causing a lot of problems for me. But then I moved to Arnold Hill, which was a bigger school in Nottingham, and that was just really, really bad, like terrible. And eventually I moved from that school to another school, which was the finest school I'd be at. Senior school, is it? Senior?
Mhm.
And everything was okay at the beginning, but then one of the main bullies from the school before moved there and told everybody there that I was bullied and I was a geek and all these nasty things, and so the bullying started again.
Oh, God.
But I pulled it out there until I left school, if that makes sense.
Yeah, perfect sense. But look, Lauren, what was it? If you are prepared to talk about this, then that's great. If not, tell me to mind my own. What was it in particular that they used to pick on?
Because I was very tall and too thin, and my hair was too long, and I was ugly, and I was stupid, and I was thick, you know, just the typical. And also they thought I was weird, which I'm not going to lie, I see the world in a different way, but you know, at the end of the day, we all see the world in different ways, don't we? Everyone has their own opinion about things in life, and yeah, I just apparently stood out. So, but I don't think that's any
what
reason.
I suggest in this was, again, unfortunately, it took me so many blooming years to learn this. It was, I didn't stand out with my height. Let me be very clear on that right now. I got put on for being the, quote, midget of the school.
Well, so we can't win, can we?
No,
you know,
absolutely.
we're either, you know, I had a friend and she was bullied because she was apparently overweight, and you know, I felt so sorry for her because we stuck together, you know, because we're both being bullied, and we kind of like stuck together. But then I had this best friend and she didn't get bullied, but then she sold my best friend's chain and said, I can't be seen with you anymore because you're getting bullied and it's embarrassing for me, and everyone will start not liking me anymore. So she got rid of me. And I was just like completely on my own. So
Isn't loyalty a wonderful thing? No, the reason why I ask is because it took me so many years to realize that it was always that they're the ones who've got the problem. So, I mean, I don't know whether or not you realize it at the time, but all of the tropes, you know, that so whatever is thrown at you is because they are probably more than likely jealous of either how you look, how tall you are, how long your hair is. That's more the point. And for me, it took me a long time to realize that they were actually just annoyed when they used to tell me that I was too short or that I spoke too poshly, if that's even a word. Apparently it was for some people at school.
No, you see, they're jealous. Francine Warner, one of our regular listeners and viewers, says they're all jealous of you for being so gorgeous.
Exactly. And they haven't even heard us sing yet. So
that's right. Franny, you're absolutely right. And now, Lauren, this and I just want to repeat what Phil has said. If you're not comfortable with this, because you're being incredibly brave today, if you're not comfortable with anything that we're saying or that's happening, you just tell us. All right, we're not the BBC. We don't, you know, it's just a conversation.
No, it's fine. I'm here to
all right, but but remember, Lauren, you're in charge. It's your limits, it's not ours, so you just make sure you're comfortable. This was before social media. I mean, this was face-to-face bullying, was it?
Yes, this was before social media. Crikey, that makes me feel old now, actually.
Yeah, want to swap? Anyway.
Yeah, we'll swap.
Anytime. You're welcome. Have to have a deal with Lucifer. But so this was face-to-face bullying with these people. I'm still trying to recover from the fact they then turned on your mum.
Yes,
that is something I've never heard before. I mean, bullying, yes. Turning on your mum, who's actually a teacher, is extraordinary.
Well, these are the parents of the children that bullied me. So, you know, it just makes you think, well, these children were probably the way they are because of the way they were brought up. If their parents can be so nasty and bully people, then these children aren't going to learn anything different. They're brought up in this sort of does that make sense?
Yes, it makes perfect sense.
If they're brought up and they see their parents bullying people or being nasty, they'll think, well, we can do it ourselves.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt about it. Bullying is a learned behavior, exactly the same way. In fact, actually, you demonstrated that perfectly when you said about moving schools, and that one moron who followed you from your previous school, who was part of the bullying crowd and then told everyone at the new school about the bullying. What did they do? They didn't say, oh, what's a terrible thing to do? Don't you dare do that to anyone here. They just followed suit. So it's a learned behavior, totally.
Oh God, yeah, it was awful. She turned up and it was my prom night, and it was like the one night I was like, wow, I'm going to dress up and feel good about myself. And she took the microphone and announced and started telling the whole school that I looked like a terrorist because I was wearing I was wearing an Indian headset. It was this beautiful jewel headset that I got from an Indian friend of mine. His mum gave it to me for the prom. And I love the whole, the whole jewelry side of things. And yeah, she did that. So the next thing, everyone was trying to attack me, calling me the terrorist. And that time it was awful because there was actually a London Underground terrorist attack. And I was absolutely petrified.
What were the teachers doing?
Well, I was going to say, why didn't the teacher come up and take the mic away?
Because, actually, the teacher did in the end, but I thought maybe they'd go earlier.
In the end?
But the thing is,
have had 10 seconds.
One of the students who was involved was the daughter of one of the teachers at the school. So, I mean, it
gets worse.
This couldn't be any worse if you tried.
Yeah.
Do you know, Lauren, if you wrote this in a if you wrote this in a book, everyone would say that is nonsense. No, life could never be like that. This is so much worse. Your story is infinitely worse than I thought it was.
It gets worse.
It gets worse.
Yeah. Shall we focus on something positive? Is that okay? Yeah, let's focus on something positive.
Anna, may I just say that it's this stage that I just think to myself, Lauren is just sort of one example. I'm another example of those who sort of have gone through bullying in life. It's endless. It must be, they say it's sort of a bit of an epidemic, but I think that's putting it mildly. It's unbelievable. And you actually talk to people about it, how much people have had to endure from the words of others. And sometimes, let's be honest, it's worse than words.
I got some questions. A question for you, Lauren. It's from Ed Grossman. Lauren, may I ask, were there any children who helped you?
That's an interesting question. No, because the one friend I had who was actually not bullied, and she was a nice girl. We were best friends through when we were little. She ended up just not going with me because she felt that she was embarrassed about the situation and decided to walk away from me because she said if she gets seen with me, she's going to get picked on too. So she decided to walk away. So,
and Francine Warner says, I wonder where those bullies are now.
One of them's in Morrison's. The last time I saw, she was. Well, no, I'm not making fun. If there wasn't people working at Morrison's, we wouldn't get our food, would we? But she was there and she was cleaning the floor, and I just said, "Oh, hi." And she said, "Hi," and I said, "What are you up to these days?" And she said, "I'm a cleaner." And I said, "Oh, did you see me on the X Factor last week?" And she said, and I have nothing that doesn't matter. You can be a cleaner. To me, it doesn't matter what you do. Anything you do, everything's good that you do, but don't bully people and judge people. No one is perfect.
Did she apologize to you?
No, of course she didn't.
Oh, I'd have spilt something on the floor.
That's what I was thinking.
I would have got the worst, stickiest crap I could have found off the shelves of Morrison's. Hey, let me help you with your job, and just poured it on the floor and walked away. That would have been brilliant, Lauren.
No,
I couldn't. I was very nice.
Lauren, if you were hanging with me, we'd have done it. Trust me.
Sometimes though, kindness is more, because when you're kind to someone, even if they're nasty, it's stronger. It's a stronger thing to do because it shows that, you're not going to seek to that level and you're just going to stay who you are. And I have never, ever, regardless of what's happened to me, I've always respected everybody and treated people the way that I'd like to be treated myself, if that makes sense. So much as I don't like these people and I think it was very cruel what they did, I just avoid them. And if I see them, I just walk past them, so... Sorry, I sound boring, but
you don't sound boring. Kidding me? We're sitting here like this is extraordinary. Alexander Lichtenfeld says, "I totally agree with Lauren. Yeah, I have a more visceral approach to life, I suspect. Never stoop to their level. That's my cousin telling me off.
Never stoop
You're
to
right.
their
You're
level.
right. But it would have been so tempting, Lauren. I said,
Oh.
what are you doing? I'm a cleaner. Oh, did you see me on the X Factor? It's probably the greatest sentence we're going to hear this month.
Great line. Now,
that is one of
your
the great
story,
lines.
Lauren, has clearly resonated because Lee's taken the time to give us a call. So, hello, Lee. Can you hear us?
Yes, hello there. Good morning or good afternoon.
Indeed.
Yes, thank you for taking my call.
Quite right. So,
I was listening to the young lady's story, and it resonated with me and my daughter. More recently, but my daughter a few years ago. I mean, my eldest daughter's nearly 21 next year, next week, sorry. And basically, she went through a hard time at school, to the extent where I ended up taking her down to A&E twice.
oh my God.
Yeah,
Oh.
and she really had it bad, and she just saw her life being not good enough because of her friends vilifying her at school, because there was a rumour started about her, and it just got out of hand. So everybody just then jumped on board and had a go at her and on social media, and I really came on to tell you the positivity that came out of it. Well, that is the crux of it. She had a really hard time at school. I ended up rushing her down to A&E twice, and obviously getting tablets taken out of her. And she's come out of it on the other side. I've given her so much positivity over the last few years, obviously support, and she's come out on top. She has come out a better person for it. She's learned. In the last year that she was at school, in fact, she actually started talking to the younger members of the school to say, watch out for this. So she became like a flagship person in the school to tell the younger people that it's very spiteful what you do, and be careful on social media. If you have a problem, go and see somebody immediately. Don't let it fester. And we say that to all of our youngsters, don't let it fester. Tell us. But what they're afraid of is they're afraid to do that because they might get further vilified.
Yeah.
So the positive out of that is she's come out on top of it. She's got a fantastic job. Of course, I'm still there, but every moment that she comes to me with a problem, whether she's upset about something, I'm there like a shot, as you would imagine I would be. But it's just really giving that positive feedback that you can come through it, and like your young lady there has. And I tell you what, these people are very brave. Having been through it myself, I know how she feels, and I'm really glad she's got a big smile on her face.
That's amazing, and obviously having such a wonderful dad like you, staying strong for her and everything, that will also help things. So, God bless you.
Bravo, Lee. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Lee, for sharing.
We spend much longer with you on the phone. You know that, but obviously we need to hear what Lauren and Anna have to say. Anna, you said before that we need to focus on something more positive. We've heard a little bit of a positive bit of an outcome there from Lee. And obviously positivity is quite key in this time.
Yeah.
Most definitely, positivity is key, because obviously we're living in difficult times. I'm getting so many messages from families, from autistic adults. So we, as a charity, we were set up in 2009, and I wanted to focus on positive things because there were so many negative articles about autism out there, and some reporters write really dreadful articles. So I wanted to focus on something positive of what our children and adults can achieve.
In what way, Anna, does the media misportray this?
They tend to focus on the negative stuff. You never really see that much stuff about positivity, about what people can achieve. About it, it's starting to get a little bit better, but they say suffering from autism. That's one of the a lot of autistic adults hate that, and it's just like they're not suffering. As in people say, for example, like Lauren, because of her autism, it's not that she's suffering. She's got so much to give, and it's what they ask for is just they want opportunities. They want to make their mark in the world like everyone else. They want a boyfriend, they want a house, they want a job, all of those things. And it's just, we're about creating opportunities as a charity. And obviously I've got two sons myself who are autistic, so I'm living it every day.
Yeah, I see your posts
Oh my gosh, they're
every
so
day. I read them
adorable.
every day religiously. For clarity, Anna, and I'm just going to put my foot straight in it. What would be the correct phrase?
It's just
Because
like
I understand that some.
okay, I know what you're saying. It's just like there's two trains of thought here. So say, for example, I say an autistic adult. Some people accept that, but sometimes people might say a person with autism. So you've got different groups where they think, no, why are you saying a person with autism? You should be saying an autistic adult or an autistic child. So what I do is I use them both to try and keep everyone happy. What do you think, Lauren? What do you prefer?
Asparagus.
So asparagus, because Asperger's syndrome, that's what she thinks.
But might I suggest, I don't understand why people have got such an obsession. If it means that you have to, and I don't mean this in a patronizing way, if you have to treat somebody differently because certain behaviors can trigger a certain response, then that's very different. But I don't get why society is so hell-bent on labeling everybody. This is what annoys me.
I think the thing is with labeling, with reference to children and adults, if you don't have a diagnosis, you're not going to get the support. So say, for example, you might need support at school, you might need support within the workplace, they might need to make reasonable adjustments for you. Without that diagnosis, it's a passport to get support. Now, a lot of the time, parents think, right, my son's got a diagnosis of autism, my daughter has, so they're going to give me all the support. But it doesn't work like that. Then you have to start on this journey, and you have to really put on your body armor to fight for the support for your son or your daughter, and especially now with all the cuts that are going on. So that's why a lot of the time children and adults, they need to have these labels as much as people don't like them, because if you don't, you're not going to get the support that you need. You might need speech and language, you might need occupational therapy, you might need counselling, all of those sort of things. So I'm sad to say it's you need to have the diagnosis to get the support for your son or your daughter. And the earliest diagnosis possible is always the best outcome for a child. And the reason being is if you start working early with children with autism, early intervention is just so crucial for our kids. And I've seen that within the school.
Dave Sleep quite rightly says as well, though, that even if, obviously, I'm sure he is talking about sort of if a diagnosis is necessary, then he's not disparaging that. But what he is saying is it's important to see the person and they are not a label. And I agree with that.
Definitely. Yeah, I definitely understand that. But within the system, it doesn't work like that.
No. And I think for what it's worth, I'm fairly sure Dave would have a good understanding, because based on what he does work-wise, I'm sure he'd know that. But I think what he's getting at is that sort of in everyday life, person to person, you're seeing another person, you're not seeing a label.
Yes, and basically don't just because someone has autism, don't just say, well, I'm not accepting you to do this certain thing then because you're autistic. Everybody copes with different things differently, regardless of whatever. I have Asperger's, right, and I suffer with certain sounds that go through me, but not music. But then someone else with Asperger's may be fine with the sounds that I can't cope with. Does that make sense? So rather than saying, right, I'm not going to hire this person, I'm not going to manage this person, I'm not going to let this person carry on in a show because they're autistic, why don't you talk to that person who you're labeling and just say, how do you feel in the situation? If you were to carry on, would you need any support, or will you be fine? Rather than just saying, no, they can't do anything because they've got a label.
Lauren,
it's because they're not brave enough to do that. Why would they be brave enough to ask someone if it's quicker and easier to pick on that person? Sadly.
Lauren, let me ask for my education and the education of people watching from all over the world. What sort of sounds, for example, would affect you?
Certain eating sounds when people eat, and it goes through me, and it's painful, and I have to have to wear headphones or play loud music. So it's mainly eating and swallowing. It's certain swallowing when people swallow a drink. It really goes through me. And even at nighttime, I can hear snoring next door, but no one else can hear it. So I've asked people, but for some reason I can hear snoring coming from next door. So I have to play loud water fountains So it's just mainly it's the eating noise, but it's just certain noises that really affect me in my emotions, and it's like it really hurts.
If my daughter was watching, Lauren, I'd simply say one word to her, apple, and she'd collapse laughing. She gets it. Yeah, we get it.
No,
Yeah, when we have our meal together at the table, my son can't bear for my husband eating, so he has to sit at the other end of the table, and he sort of faces the other way. That's the only way that we can eat as a family.
Yes.
I'm not keen on eating with Phil, to be honest with you. I'm putting it out there. I don't know. I just make him sit in another part of the restaurant.
I'd rather eat with Carlo.
Oh my gosh, is that sausage?
Oh, here we go.
Oh my
Playing the
gosh.
dog card, Phil? Playing the dog card to make me look bad and you look adorable.
Oh my gosh, he's so cute.
He is lovely.
Honest,
Oh
Lauren,
my God, I love snouts. I like to squeeze them.
yes.
I love them.
Lauren, you know how they say dogs are like their owners. So I mean, if he's cute, I can't help it.
He just looks like
Yes, your mother's dog.
He looks similar. Like you've not got a similar nose because he's got a longer one. But no, I mean the dog's got a longer one. But like it reminds
you're right
me
the first
of
time,
him.
Lauren.
It's something to do with the colouring. I don't know what it is.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. It's the colour of the hair. There you go.
Actually,
They're both
what it is.
short hair.
It is.
Oh, so cute.
Now then, Lauren, you left school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you survived that. God knows how, but you did. It's a wonder, and all strength to you. So many people messaging how terrific you are. And what was the next step? You left school, and then what did you do?
I went to college to do BFD music.
Right.
So that wasn't too bad. I didn't really get on with people, but the good thing about college is people aren't really that nasty there, to be honest, which is really good because
all grown up, you see.
They're more grown up, and they're there because they choose to be there. Whereas in school, you have to go to school, but with college, it's your decision. And really, we hope that if you go to college, it's because you want to go there to study a topic that you're interested in, rather than wasting time and upsetting other people. So so I did BFD in music, and I was very good with the singing side of things, but I struggled a lot with the theory side.
Yep.
So at that time it was tricky with that side of things, but I just focused on the singing with that. And then when I left college, I recorded my first ever record called Broken, and then discovered I had like a soulful, jazzy, bluesy voice. And after that I did things with Anna Kennedy, like she asked me to go on Autism's Got Talent, which was amazing, and I did the X Factor.
Can you just talk a little bit about Autism's Got Talent? Because obviously it's a show where all the performers are autistic, so they're children and adults. So your experience, just so people can get a flavour of what it's like.
Well, it's amazing because you go there and everybody's treated and respected very well, and it's amazing. It's like being a superstar because you go there and there's like the stage, the beautiful theatre, and there's people there, if you need the support or you need time out or anything, and there's always someone there to help you, which is amazing. And Anna Kennedy obviously is just amazing as well. And there's so many talented people there, like amazing dancers, singers, artists, and we all support each other. And then we go and do our performance, and then at the end, everyone gets together on the stage and we all dance. It's really lovely. I can't dance, by the way, so I kind of hide behind someone.
Join the club.
And did you not get a standing ovation from your somebody special that was in the audience?
Max Branning, Jake Wood, EastEnders, he stood up for me after I performed. It was so cute. Yeah.
What's this? Sorry about, but what's Believe? Is this a new single? Is this a new track or something?
Believe is a new record. So Anna asked me if I'd be interested in singing, writing and recording a song for the Give Us a Break anti-bullying campaign, and obviously I was like, yeah, that would be amazing. So the next day I decided to write the song. So I wrote the lyrics, and I'd actually won a day in the studio from Open Mic UK. It was a show I did, and I'd won a day recording in a studio. So I decided to use that opportunity to record Believe. And so I went there, and Anna Kennedy also came along and recorded this new record. Yes.
Now,
And how long did it take you? How long did it take you? Just let them know. How long did it take you to write the words?
20 minutes.
Thank you.
Lord.
You are the Elton John of today. You know, it's interesting. Elton John is on record, no pun intended, of saying he's never spent more than 20 minutes on any tune, ever. He sits down, boom, it's done. 20 minutes. That's as long as he takes. So that's fantastic, Lauren. 20 minutes. Well done.
Oh,
No, it's
you.
a huge thing. People take months and they, dick around with this word and that. I'm with you. I just, boom, out it goes. And there we are.
Just
Right,
do it. Just
Philip.
write it.
Now, actually, when you can tell, though, the songs that he ran out of time on, you could hear with, say, like Crocodile Rock, because right in the middle he starts going, la, 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 la. He couldn't work out the lyrics. The rest. Anyway, right.
I love it.
That's a one side. I believe, in the desperate hope that technology doesn't let us down, we may even have a little bit of a clip of Believe. So shall we see if we can get this to work? Hang on a second.
Yeah, right.
Well, we hope
The
so.
engineer. Oh, here we go.
At my high school, they all stared. My heart in lockdown. Oh, I was scared. I wrote a record from the grief. My heart completely skipped a beat. I'll be fine. Oh, I'll be fine.
Oh my God, Lauren!
What the hell?
Isn't she amazing?
Blimey!
What the heck?
I'm a
Exactly.
cat.
Wow.
Yeah. That's,
Crumb.
now can you see why we do Autism's Got Talent?
No.
Oh,
That was fantastic.
Pretty average.
Lauren.
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
average.
you.
Wow.
You'll have to listen to the full version on SoundCloud.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
How do we do all that? Anna or
it's-
Lauren, how
It's
do we,
all, I'll
how do we
send
do
you
that?
the link, but if you check on our charity website, www.annakennedyonline.com, look in the news section, and you will see an article about Lauren with a picture of her in the studio, and
What's he
also a
doing?
YouTube. What are you showing your bottom for?
I'm showing your address.
Don't worry,
I'm
he's not
showing
being,
your address at the back of
Oh,
the
sorry.
t-shirt.
Oh,
not
okay.
being he's not being overly
I
familiar.
thought
Don't
you were
worry.
twerking or something.
Yeah, no.
I
He's
did
not
as
being overly
well.
familiar.
In your dreams, Anna
Actually,
Kennedy,
She
OBE.
knows that the website is there somewhere. So
No, the
Yeah,
website's
so
at the
it's,
bottom of
Anna
the
Kennedy
t-shirt.
Online.
you'll be delighted to hear that I'm actually going to save Russ, and more importantly, the viewer, the heartache of having to witness that. There we go. Look at that.
Oh,
Anna
thank
Kennedy.
you.
Oh.
And if you
My
also
version was
check out
better.
our YouTube channel, it's actually run by one of my patrons who's also on the spectrum. So everybody who works for me, everybody volunteers, no one gets paid. They're either autistic or they're parents of children on the spectrum, or they're related to someone. And we're all a fantastic team, and we're all very passionate and driven about what we do. And we're all come together. So again, just check out the charity website and the YouTube channel, and you'll see some amazing performances of our young people and adults. And that's what we're about, creating platforms. And I've managed to get some scholarships as well for them at Pineapple Performing Arts. So yeah, so please check us out. And we rely solely on funding. So because we haven't been able to do our events this year, if anyone would like to donate to the charity, even if it's £1, it's very much appreciated.
Cool. And can I just quickly say something?
Well, I
Yeah,
tell you
go
what,
on, Lauren.
Lauren, you've got plenty of time to say something, but I believe Anna is. Am I right in thinking you have to leave us now? You've got to go and get ready to see for your next appointment or something like that, I believe.
I'm okay for about 5 minutes, and then I've got to go.
So we've got
Very-
5
She's
minutes.
an OBE. She's a very important woman. She's got places to go and people to see.
I'm sorry, Lauren. I didn't mean to interrupt you. What would you
It's all
like
right.
to say?
I've only put Coronation Street on pause, to be honest. No.
That's the best thing to do.
Yes. Okay. So no, I just want to say that the song that I wrote is actually supposed to be quite positive, and it's basically about being bullied, but then actually, you know, we are all our own superheroes, so we need to go out there, put our invisible cloak on, and be a hero. Yes, so to everyone out there who's being bullied, just like imagine that you're actually a superhero, and just put this invisible cloak on and ignore whatever negative things that people are saying, and just be you, and ignore all the negative comments. And once you put this cloak on, it's like nothing can get to you. So yeah.
Lauren, can I just say you're just such a positive role model, and
Yes.
a lot of families are struggling, you know, when their sons or daughters get diagnosed with autism, and that's why we focus on positivity all the time. And you're a fantastic role model, so I can see parents can see light at the end of the tunnel. And I'd like to say live on air, would you be interested in being one of my charity ambassadors?
Oh my God, I would love to.
Oh,
Look at
thank you, Lauren. There
Oh,
you
that's
go.
so
So you can
sweet.
join
Thank you.
my AKO family team. We just recruited 7 young charity patrons, all under 18, who are very excited. So you can join our team. So yeah,
Oh,
so we'll be in touch, and we can share
thanks.
some
I would
information on the
cry
charity
with
website.
happiness. I would cry with happiness, but all my water's gone now from
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Oh, but Lauren, you can do what all the girls do. You can do this. Do that. And then just
Ooh.
force.
What was that? Sorry.
I don't know. I don't know what that does. What girls do? They
yes.
do that. And they're
So
just
it's
forcing
trying-
the water
it's trying
back.
to fan. Yes, it's trying to fan the water back into the
It
tip.
pushes the water back into the others,
Yes.
apparently, if you're a girl. Doesn't work for blokes.
Yes.
It's a very odd thing. By the way, everybody adored your voice. They've gone potty for it, Lauren. The
What, my
reaction
speaking
here.
voice? No, I'm joking.
That as well. That as well.
Thank you.
Singing.
Oh, thank you, everybody. Really, thank you so much. And thank you, Anna. And thank you, Russ. And thank you, Phil.
Oh,
Thank you.
Well, you've been just great. Is there anything else, Lauren, while we've got you, that you would like to say? Because you have been one of the most amazing guests, a beacon of light. You've come through the worst, and you know when people talk about karma, all those people who bullied you, look where they are and look where you are, and you know you are a shining example of what's possible.
Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you for coming on to our program. I really appreciate it.
I'm
Thank you,
very
Anna.
happy to
Thank
be
you,
here.
Anna, for organizing all of this. We're very, as you know, from
Thank
day
you.
one, when you reached out to me, of course, I'm more than happy to help anytime,
Oh,
because
thank
you're
you.
not just a great ambassador for women's radio station and men's radio, but you're a great person as well. We appreciate what
thank
you
you.
do.
Can I
Oh.
just
So,
give
Lauren,
I was just going to give a few, just before I go, a few tips, because bullying
Yeah.
online is on the increase, and
Awful.
so many families are contacting me. And obviously, I've been working with Katie Price and Harvey as well, and there's been some vile things said about Harvey. So if you are being bullied on social media, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, firstly, contact the social media platform in question and report the matter and ask them to take action. Contact the police, which we did. This can be done online, but perhaps the best thing to do is go into the police station with copies of all relevant documents, tweets, posts, and get a crime number, and ask for the contact details of the officer who will be assigned to this matter. When you contact the officer, be polite, but be persistent. The police have the means to identify persons making posts. There are a range of actions open to the police against persons who post such material. They can serve them with a harassment warning notice, or if the harassment persists, or in serious cases, the person involved could face prosecution. So please, if you are being bullied, don't suffer in silence. Speak to someone. You need to speak to the charity here. If you're autistic, please contact us on the charity website. But please don't suffer in silence. So I'm sorry I need to go because I've got a meeting, but I just want to say thank you so much again, Lauren. You're just so inspirational. You've got a fantastic voice, and I'm really proud of you for speaking the way that you did today. Thank you.
And
Thank you for
you.
sharing.
Can I just say thank you as well for believing in me and sort of, you know, never giving up on me.
Oh, thank you. And thank you, Ross. Thank you, Phil, for giving us the time today
of course,
to
our
share
pleasure.
our
absolute
story.
pleasure. Lauren,
Thank
you take care. Off you go to your
You too.
meeting. You're a very important OBE person, you. And
Goodbye,
Lauren,
Anna. Goodbye, Lauren.
Bye.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.
Oh, are we all going? Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, we're all
stick
going.
around if you want.
oh wait.
You can
Stick around,
sit.
Lauren.
Okay, so
You
Lauren,
can hang if you
you're
want.
sticking with us.
all right.
Perfect. There
Sorry,
you
I
go.
got confused. I didn't know if we're all supposed to hang up or not. So.
No,
I
it's
was
so
hoping
up to you.
we were hoping Phil would hang up, and nope, there he is. Now, here's
Tell you what,
here's
that's a great idea. I'm going to go have lunch, and I'll leave you.
Okay, fine. I'll go and watch Coronation Street then.
yeah, I'll just sit here and talk to him.
I'm kidding. And
He's
Dan is
back.
back.
yes,
Oh, he's
Oh.
back.
I'm only joking.
My heart
That's
soared
okay.
for a second there. Now, listen, Alexander Listenfeld, who knows how many beans make five, a very special show. And we were hoping it would be an interesting show. We didn't know it would be, thanks to you, Lauren, such a blooming fantastic show. Andrea Lucas, the baked potato herself. Lauren has a great...
Sorry, just putting that.
Lauren has a great... It's a little joke, Phil and I have. Lauren has a great sense of humour. Well done. You do. Angela Lee says, listen to Moonraker. Did you sing Moonraker?
Yes, I did.
All right. Angela Lee says that's fabulous. Ed Grossman. Lauren, that was great. Thank you.
Oh, thank
Francine
you.
Warner says, you're another Jocelyn Brown. I've worked with Jocelyn Brown. She's sensational. You know Jocelyn Brown?
No, sorry,
Oh,
I don't.
look-
Who,
Lauren?
I'd like to know.
Lauren,
look her up.
It came
She's
to my
great.
mind, and it instantly came to my mind is Amy Winehouse. With it, seriously, there are definitely. Have you ever been compared to Amy Winehouse's voice?
You know, it's interesting that you say that because a lot of people say that I remind them of Amy Winehouse, but then I actually performed with her dad. We did
Mitch.
a duet
It's
together,
terrific.
Mitch.
With Mitch.
And
yeah.
but he never said that. He said I reminded him of his mum because
Good Lord.
no, I
Go
mean
figure.
like
Do you know-
because of my bee. I had a beehive, like
Oh, did you?
Oh,
beehive
the
hairstyle.
Mari
But
Wilson
it's,
of the
it's not
Lovejoys.
the same as Amy's. It's mine. I'm inspired by Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I love the whole beehive
Yeah, I love all
style
that.
and the 60s style. But
Lauren,
yes,
do
I
you-
do get Amy Winehouse.
Do you know
a lot.
why people think that? It's the way you bend the notes. Even in that little snippet that Phil played, the way you have this ability to just bend the notes, fabulous. Really is.
Oh, thank you. I
Really-
never noticed. Thank
No,
you
no,
so
no.
much.
It's a skill. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you. Melanie Hutchins says brilliant. Dave
We're
Sleep.
just going to use the last couple of minutes just to tell Lauren how amazing she is. I
Yeah,
think.
I think we should.
Yeah.
Why not?
That's what
Does
we
she
do.
not deserve this after the crap? Can I ask you? And I never normally would do this with a guest, but and tell me to get lost. But how old are you now, Lauren? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm going to be getting my pension pass in 23 years. I'm 31.
You're 30. Are you?
Yes.
Oh, so hang on a
31.
second.
I thought you were going to say like
Hang on a second.
23.
Picking
Oh my
second.
gosh.
When I was made to feel so guilty before, when I aged you roughly the same age as me, saying about cat dog, and I thought, oh gracious, maybe I've got this totally wrong. I was only 3 years off. How harsh?
Oh.
31. Honestly, I thought you were about 22, if that, 22,
Well,
23.
thank you. So I still
when-
get ID'd, you know, which is a good thing.
Yeah, sadly, I don't, oddly enough. In fact, I beg them to ID me
Oh my
just to
gosh,
give me.
you're kidding. I thought you'd get ID'd.
Well, it's only just to make sure he hasn't escaped from the home.
That's precisely so. Yes, that's an appropriate
I'm,
comment.
I'm joking. Oh.
Lauren, you are a ray of sunshine. You really are. You're terrific,
Oh,
terrific.
thank
You've
you.
made so many fans.
And Lauren,
you've
let me
made-
just say, it's not that we want you to go, but sadly, we're only on until 1, so we have, technically speaking, run out of time. But thank you.
Phil, you can go. No, I'm
I
joking.
Don't use that. Don't.
Right.
I'll get phone
You
calls
should wrap
now.
up the show. I'm back on Friday. Right.
Oh, where's he gone? He wasn't going to say goodbye.
Put me back. How dare you? He's so rude. Honestly,
You're both
Lauren.
being naughty.
Press the wrong button. Anyway, Lauren, thank you very much. Seriously, we really appreciate you
You've
taking.
been great.
Fantastic.
Thank
oh,
you
thank
so
you. It
much.
was so lovely talking to you and hope to speak to you again sometime.
Well,
Oh, you better believe
are-
it. Coming
You're
back.
welcome. You're
Family
welcome
now.
anytime here.
oh,
You really are.
thank you.
Go back to Coronation Street now.
I
Is he in the
was joking
Sharples?
about that. Actually, it was Deal
Oh.
or No Deal.
I
think
don't
I'll
understand
start
that
with
show. I
Coronation
never understood
Street,
that
to be
show.
honest. But anyway, thank
No.
you, Lauren. Keep well.
Oh, bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Oh,
How great
how
is
on
that
earth?
woman? How
How on earth do
fantastic.
we end that show? That's
We
just
can't. Jeez, that was
Can't
wonderful.
top it, I'm afraid. All we can say is that he's Russ Kane. Oh, no, you're that side now. Why have you moved sides? Hang on.
I got itchy. I had to move.
Right, there you go. There he is. He's Russ Kane. We're going to be back.
wrong.
I'm Phil Day. We'll be back on. Where you go? You got a point as well. We'll be back
I go that
on
way.
Friday. Okay.
Friday.
At 11 o'clock for a 3-hour show, packed with even more amazing guests. I don't think they can get much better than that, if I'm honest with you. But thank you very much to Lauren. And of course, thank you.
Kennedy.
Thank you very much, Anna. I'm not going to pretend I forgot her name or anything, but thank you. Great show, everyone. Bye. See you on
Thanks for
Friday.
your comments. Bye.